Irish Army, TTC, what's going on? Big Sean here as always. Now, before I get to my preview for this week's Notre Dame game, I want to address something that's non-football related. Now, when I got home from work, I was checking my email on Yahoo, and I saw that their main headline on there was about something involving Miley Cyrus and a type of dress that she wore. Okay, let me just sum this up in one phrase. Who the fuck cares? Okay? I don't give a shit, and I don't think any sane person does either. Okay? There are greater stories and more serious stories to report about than that little twat and what she's wearing. Okay? Now you guys have seen, for those of you who've been following all my videos, not just my college football ones, but yeah, I show my distaste for Miley Cyrus in some of my videos, like the Gunther Dobkins one, or well, ones, because there's been several of them, and one that I did earlier on when I started shooting my videos on here. Yeah, I stick by that. And no, it's not because I'm jealous because she's rich and I'm not. It's just because, as far as the money goes, Miley Cyrus is a perfect example of it's not what you know, it's who you know. And fortunately for her, she had a famous dad. Well, famous. So yeah. But other than that, she may not be Paris Hilton, but she's a step below Paris Hilton. Okay? Paris Hilton, as we all know, is obnoxious and outrageous and slutty and so on and so forth. Well, Miley Cyrus pretty much is no different. She's outrageous, she's very immature, very unprofessional, and if she is slutty, I mean, well, I pretty much kind of have an idea that she is, but for the outrageous stuff, she does a pretty good job of keeping a low profile when it comes to that. But no, overall, I think she is a bad example for little girls. And if I had a daughter, I would be ashamed if my daughter acted like her and wanted to be like her. Because she is, to any of you guys who are parents out there, like I know Big Vol Daddy, I know you're a parent, and I'm not sure about the rest of you guys here on the TTC, but yeah, get your kids into something cool. Get them into good music. Get them away from this Disney crap. You know, get them into good stuff like AC/DC and, you know, Bob Dylan and Hank Williams and so on and so forth. I could go on all day. But anyway, on to my preview for this week's Notre Dame game. Now, this week we have the Washington State Cougars. And Washington State, at this point in the season, they're 1-6 overall and 0-5 in Pac-10 play. And to be honest, from looking at their stats, they've played pretty poorly all season long. But anyway, just for the sake of it, I'll break them down. Now, their lone win comes against Southern Methodist, 30-27, and I'm willing to bet that half their touchdowns came in that game, or at least a quarter of them, because this is a team that scored only 11 offensive touchdowns all season long. They average 294 yards a game. They're more a threat in the air than they are on the run. 221 pass yards a game to only 72 yards on the ground. And now defensively, this pretty much says it all right here. They allow 500 yards a game, and doesn't really matter what it equals out to the run and pass respectively, because 500 yards says it all right there. They've allowed 33 touchdowns defensively. That's 3 times the amount of touchdowns that they've scored on offense. I mean, that says it all right there. But despite the fact of how this team has played this year, I gotta give credit where credit is due to their players, you know, their standouts. Now, I've seen that they've started 3 different quarterbacks this year, but I'll just go with the one that I think is going to start on Saturday. That's quarterback Jeff Tuel, who's passed for 662 yards, has thrown for 4 touchdowns, and has thrown 3 interceptions. Their leading rusher is running back Dwight Tardy, who's ran for 186 yards and 1 touchdown. And their leading receiver is wide receiver Jared Carstetter, who's caught the ball 24 times for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that pretty much sums up the Cougars. Now, I'm not trying to sound disrespectful to Washington State, but the stats don't lie. And with the high-power offense that we have, and our defense has had some problems too defending the pass, but at the same time we've made some big plays too. But honestly, I see us running away with this game and running away with it big time. I see at least 40 points, and maybe then some. But I see Jimmy having the 300-yard day at least 3 touchdowns. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he repeated his performance from the Hawaii Bowl last year. Golden Tate, I see him having at least 150 yards receiving and a couple of touchdowns. And it wouldn't surprise me if we had a couple of 100-yard rushers. I know Armando, Robert, and Jonas are certainly capable of doing it. And also, if things go our way, I would like to see more of our young receivers, like Shaquille Evans and Deion Walker, Robbie Toma, so on and so forth. Love to see the young guys get a chance to get in there and see what they can do. So yeah, that's my final prediction. The Irish run away with this one, and it's pretty much going to be a home game for us, even though it's played in San Antonio, because it's looking to be an Irish crowd for the most part. So yeah, I see this one finally giving us fans a break and not being a close one for a change and keeping us on the edge of our seats. So yeah, Irish fans, you can relax this week. I know I will. But I don't mean to disrespect the Cougars, but like I said, the stats don't lie, and still, I wouldn't underestimate them. So yeah, with that being said, this is Big Sean, and before I go, I want to make it a special address to someone. To those of you, none of this is really going to make any sense, but I know it will to him. But Golden Tate, if you're watching this video, I just want to say thank you. It really meant a lot to me. And for the rest of you, I'm not going to get into detail what I'm talking about, but yeah, Golden Tate, thank you. That's all I can say. So with that being said, this is Big Sean, and I'll catch you guys later for the recap.